that I'm sure had a direct correlation with this getting done. It's baffling. It's like, wow, it's unbelievable.
As we look toward Indianapolis becoming the epicenter of women's sports, having professional women's sports teams and having dedicated training facilities for them is really a key piece of putting that together.
Did you hear the news? The Indiana Fever have announced something so huge, it's going to cause an earthquake in the WNBA world. Their jaw-dropping announcements have started already, and this is just the start of 2025.
It's an unbelievable day for the Indiana Fever, another step for our franchise, again, to make this the best franchise in the world.
That's right. The Fever have everyone buzzing with their new $78 million state-of-the-art training facility, and that's only the appetizer.
This franchise has always been about players, it's always been about basketball, and it's about anything we can do to help the player become the best they can be. This is really a huge example and an opportunity to show the rest of the league and the world and that's involved in women's sports what it takes to be a high-level athlete.
It says, with the goal of Indianapolis becoming the epicenter of women's sports, this world-class sports performance center will be the preeminent place for players to train, recover, and push their boundaries.
Do you know what the big news is? Indiana Fever are planning a blockbuster free agency move that will shake up the entire league. Buckle up, guys, and stay tuned till the end. This is going to be a spectacular surprise.
My. The Indiana Fever has pulled out all the stops with an incredible upgrade, with incredible plans for a new sports performance facility.
Let's talk about this big facility, shall we? The Fever's newly unveiled training facility is the kind of place that many WNBA athletes can only dream of. 108,000 square feet of basketball luxury. It's nearly double the size of anything else in the WNBA, dwarfing even some NBA team facilities.
And in fairness, the Fever facilities weren't bad, like they did the job. It wasn't like this absolute state-of-the-art facility, but you know what? They had their own facility, which is really big. But now we have got the Fever getting a brand new.
This isn't just a practice center, it's a statement. The Fever are making it loud and clear that Indiana is the place to be, not just for its legendary hoops history, but as a destination for the league's brightest stars.
As the CEO of Pacer Sports Entertainment, I couldn't be more excited for both our men's and our women's teams to have their own standalone practice facilities. I think it's expanding our campus in a great way. It's providing them everything they need to have the best performance that they can on the court. And I think it's absolutely the right time to do it.
What's inside this basketball utopia? Oh, just everything a player could ever need to excel both on and off the court. 2 full-size courts, cutting-edge strength training areas, and recovery facilities that rival the world's top spas are only the beginning.
From all of the weight and conditioning equipment, obviously we'll have 2 full-size courts. It'll be available 24/7 for them to come and utilize it, but also just the best in recovery, the best in mental health, places for them to be able to also record content, podcasts, and other things that they may have to go off-site and waste time doing things like that. So they can really maximize their time spent focusing on their performance and not on other things.
The facility also includes mental health resources, a podcast studio, and even a nail salon. It's absolutely clear the Fever aren't just thinking about how to build better basketball players. They're investing in the whole athlete.
This is going to be the best in class when it comes to a women's professional training facility. And not just the day that it opens, we're gonna set this up and think about this as the best in class for many years to come.
It is impressive. I do have to admit, it is really, really impressive, and it's good. It's going to be great for all players.
This isn't just about creating a team, it's about creating a culture of excellence that attracts top talent and keeps them thriving.
Well, first of all, our goals for this new training center is really to provide a first-in-class training center that is designed exclusively for women athletes. And I think that's important to note because it's not just a gym, it's a holistic approach to how women athletes train, recover, rehab.
That's correct. Indiana Fever is not holding back in their commitment to creating the best WNBA team in the whole league, and this mega project is a testament to their grand scheme and overall progress. Let me explain. This humongous facility is set to open in 2027, aligning perfectly with the contracts of their star players. Aaliyah Boston's rookie deal expires in the same year, followed by Caitlin Clark in 2028. This isn't just a coincidence, it's a power move. The Fever are laying the groundwork to keep their stars happy, as well as attract new ones. And let's be honest, every serious athlete wants to be here. Let's compare this to other teams. Alyssa Thomas told The Next Hoops that Mohegan has to do better in providing facilities for the Sun, who had to share a practice court the day before their first playoff game. To have to share your court with a 2-year-old's birthday party, it's the ultimate disrespect. While other teams are sharing practice courts with toddler birthday parties, the Fever are creating an environment that screams professionalism.
The recreational, like the tribal facility, because the team is owned by the tribe. And so sometimes there'll be people doing like yoga classes and
that's crazy.
And different stuff, and like we'll be on the court like practicing on the full court, like the full
During
NBA
your
size
practice
court,
doing that?
right? And then they'll come in and we have to like put the divider down,
hell no.
and then we'll start going on a court that was like smaller than like a high school court. Kid you not, while we're in the playoffs.
They talking about
we're
keep it
getting ready
down. We
for
got a
playoff
yoga class
game.
going on over here.
Yeah, and it's like you peek your head over the side. And
It's no wonder players like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are already hyping it up on social media. Boston is telling free agents that Indiana is the place to be, and Clark's Instagram post has fans buzzing with excitement. But wait, there's more. Just as fans were soaking in the facility news, the Fever dropped another bombshell. The next big news coming from the Indiana Fever is a free agency move.
Well, it happened yesterday. Kelsey Mitchell was cored by the Indiana Fever.
That's correct. The Indiana Fever have finally cored Kelsey Mitchell.
We finally got the news, and it is that Kelsey Mitchell of the Indiana Fever has received the core designation. Yes, Kelsey Mitchell has been cored by the Indiana Fever.
For those unfamiliar, coring a player in the WNBA is like slapping a giant "Do Not Touch" sticker on them.
The number one priority for us is re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. I think that backcourt was about as lethal as we've seen in the WNBA, and I'm talking maybe in history in the second half of the season.
It gives the team exclusive negotiating rights and shows just how much they value the player.
Although with the core, she's offered 1 year max salary, and from what I understand, she could actually negotiate for longer than a year. The core means we want you, you're essential to the team, and so there's the half sigh of relief.
Mitchell, a scoring machine who averaged 19.3 points per game last season, is now locked in with a 1-year Supermax deal worth nearly $250,000. That's big money in the WNBA, and it's a testament to how serious Indiana is about building a winning team.
Send that to Kelsey Mitchell. Again, the best backcourt in the WNBA. You saw on that last pass, that's what they look to do in Indiana. That's what I believe Stephanie White's going to make sure they continue doing. They want to run.
But this isn't just about keeping Mitchell. It's about pairing her with Caitlin Clark in what could be one of the deadliest backcourts in WNBA history.
I would go as far as to say 99. I go as to say 9.
Imagine the two of them on the same court, raining threes and breaking down defenses. For opposing teams, it's a nightmare. For Fever fans, it's a dream come true.
The Indiana Fever extended a core qualifying offer to Mitchell on Thursday, solidifying their exclusive negotiating rights with the longtime Indiana player in return for the 2025 season. Hopefully, Mitchell has a guaranteed max of around $249,000 for the 2025 season. Now, I believe her getting this will make her the highest paid player on the team.
The Fever aren't stopping there. They've got 9 players under contract for 2025 and still have $650,000 in cap space to play with. That's enough to pay Mitchell her supermax salary and still sign another max player and a veteran to round out the roster. And here's the kicker. Rumors are swirling about a 6'4" unicorn hitting free agency who could be a perfect fit for Indiana. If the Fever pull this off, they'll not only solidify their roster, but set themselves up as the team to beat for years to come.
You're one of the top free agents in this year. So, I mean, do you have any ideas of what you might prioritize, or do you plan to stay in Dallas next season?
Yeah, I mean, I've already communicated with Dallas.
how grateful I am because they've made this a home for me.
That's right. We are talking about Satou Sabally. The former Dallas Wings star recently dropped a bombshell, announcing she's played her last game for Dallas.
I'm working with them together and finding a next home for me because I've already played my last game in Dallas.
That's correct. While the New York Liberty, home to her sister Niara, is a possible landing spot, Clark's team is emerging as the frontrunner. Now, let me show you why. 2 words, cap space. Indiana has the financial flexibility to offer Sabally a max contract, something the Liberty simply can't afford without gutting their roster.
I submit to you about the Indiana Fever of the WNBA. I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, that organization is positioning itself to be the envy of the entire WNBA.
Can you imagine these stars playing for Indiana at the same time? Caitlin Clark running the point, Kelsey Mitchell is the sharpshooting 2, Lexi Hull is on the wing, Sabally at power forward, and Aaliyah Boston dominating the paint. That's not just a lineup, it's a nightmare for every other team in the league.
And I'm just excited. I'm excited for free agency. I'm able to talk to a lot of players outside the league because I have not played on a different team yet. And I'm excited to get to know them more on a personable level.
Sabally's numbers last season speak for themselves. 18.6 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 4.4 assists per game. Now, imagine those stats with Caitlin Clark feeding her no-look passes and drawing defenders. Clark's court vision and Sabally's versatility would create a dynamic duo capable of elevating the Fever to unstoppable heights.
NBA to be the team that players want to be a part of.
If Indiana secures Sabally, this could be the core of a dynasty. Clark, Boston, Mitchell, and Sabally, that's a roster that doesn't just win games, it makes history. Now, let's discuss why Satou Sabally is constantly being related to Indiana Fever. Recently, she has been dropping massive hints for joining Indiana Fever as a free agent.
It appears that she has sort of indicated that she is interested. If you can read people's social media likes, people believe that Satou has indicated that she would be interested in going to Indiana, and she's also spoken well of Caitlin Clark. So let's take a look at what she had posted that made people, Indiana Fever fans in particular, start to go, ooh, Satou, come on over here, come on over.
That's correct. Satou's recent interactions with social media have stoked huge rumors about her Indiana move. If actions speak louder than words, then Sabally's social media activity is practically screaming. After announcing her free agency, she's been unusually active in engaging with content about the Fever.
Oh, like, you know, what?
What do you want to know?
Is he asking for the gamer tag? Like, is he,
the gamer tag? Oh, everyone want to know. Okay.
That's right. From liking posts about potential super teams to reacting to fan-created graphics of her wearing a Fever jersey, Sabally's online behavior seems far from random. And the most interesting sign? Sabally's near total silence on posts from other teams, particularly the Chicago Sky, whose fans have been vocal about wanting her to join their roster.
And it says, yeah, so I'll be a free agent this year. And so that was her post, and Caitlin Clark fans started posting things. Indiana Fever fans started posting things, telling her, come on over, we want you, etc. And she was liking them, and that took people noticed that.
Absolutely. For someone as media savvy as Sabally, this is no coincidence. It feels calculated, as if she's carefully controlling the narrative while dropping subtle hints about her intentions.
Satou is back and needs to be the #1 player on Lynn Dunn's free agency list.
She was named in the 2023 WNBA All-Star Game starter, won the WNBA Most Improved Player Award, and finished 5th in the WNBA Most Valuable Player Award voting. If Sabally does join the Fever, her impact would be transformative.
Knowing how they approach the game, and I just love having basketball conversations and high-level IQ conversations about the game to know where I will fit best in the future.
As a 6 feet 4 inch forward with the ability to stretch the floor, guard multiple positions, and dominate in transition, Sabally is a matchup nightmare for opponents. Her all-star caliber play in Dallas showcased her ability to lead a team, but joining Indiana could unlock an entirely new level of her game.
To the WNBA and Caitlin, but Caitlin is the face right now, and that's also good. Like, she's selling out gyms, of course. Like, why would you hate against that? We had a sold-out home opener. Like, I think it was a practice game. Like, it wasn't even serious. And it was sold out. Like, we benefited from that because now we have all our fans there.
Let's not forget the Caitlin Clark factor. Clark's rookie season was nothing short of revolutionary, not just for the Fever, but for the WNBA as a whole. Her ability to draw fans, break records, and elevate her teammates makes her an incredibly attractive player to pair with.
And they're excited, and you have new people coming into a market. She is her own economy, and that is amazing, and she's being paid her worth. And now we need to get other women on board to get paid their worth, because she's the reflection of what should happen in women's sports.
That's right. Satou herself loves Clark in her game because she sees just how dominant Clark's debut season has been. Sabally, a versatile all-star with an ability to dominate in multiple facets of the game, would complement Clark's skills perfectly.
The envy of the WNBA is the franchise player, and that's Caitlin Clark. She's a generational talent. She's someone that people who want to score want to play with because she can get you the ball.
But that's not all. There are other targets on Fever's radar. Let's talk about Gabby Williams, who is known for her tenacity and game-changing defense. Could she be the secret ingredient Indiana's been looking for? While Williams had a limited WNBA season due to international commitments, her impact was felt on a global scale when she helped lead France to a silver medal at the Olympics. Indiana's fans are buzzing with excitement at the possibility of Gabby joining their roster. Gabby's no stranger to Caitlin Clark's talent. She's admired her since college, even tweeting about Caitlin's NCAA records back in her college days. Williams once said, "Defense is just as important as offense, and her mindset fits perfectly with what Indiana needs." Imagine her and Caitlin on the court together, Caitlin lighting up the scoreboard, and Gabby locking down the opposing team's best players. That's a combo that could take Indiana to new heights.
Step. So I think as we're looking to free agency, we'll think about veterans coming in with that playoff experience. But you know, what a foundation in Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, back-to-back rookies of the year, players playing together that can really do something special for the long term.
In last year's playoffs, Williams averaged 17 points per game, proving she can deliver when it matters most. Her versatility allows her to play multiple positions, giving the Fever flexibility to adapt to any matchup. Imagine her cutting to the basket and finishing off one of Clark's jaw-dropping assists. That's the kind of combination that keeps coaches up at night.
From college to the pros, because it's a completely different game, but being able to stay in it mentally just speaks to how mentally tough she is.
Williams' playoff experience and work ethic make her an invaluable asset. She's battle-tested, having competed against Team USA in the Olympics, and she knows what it takes to win on the biggest stages. At just 27 years old, she's entering her prime, right when the Fever are gearing up for a title push.
Yes, we'll continue to look at the roster, see what's available to us as we get into free agency, and to continue to try to, build upon last year's success.
The Fever aren't just assembling a team, they're constructing a dynasty, with Caitlin Clark as the centerpiece, Aaliyah Boston dominating the paint, Kelsey Mitchell providing elite scoring.
Not a 22-year-old, but she's got youthfulness, she's got energy. She had the best season of her career playing with Caitlin Clark.
And potential additions like Satou Sabally or Gabby Williams, Indiana is positioning itself as the team to beat for years to come. And it's not just about the players. The Fever's $78 million facility sends a clear message to free agents. Indiana is where you want to be. They're creating an environment that prioritizes excellence, innovation, and player well-being. It's a blueprint for success that other teams will struggle to replicate. As free agency heats up, all eyes are on the Fever. Will they land Satou Sabally and create a super team? Will Gabby Williams bring her defensive grit to Indiana? One thing is certain, the Fever aren't done making moves. This franchise is on the rise, and with Caitlin Clark leading the charge, the sky's the limit. Indiana isn't just playing for a championship, they're playing to redefine what it means to be a powerhouse in the WNBA. Buckle up, WNBA fans. The Fever are making history and they're just getting started. So what do you think? Is Indiana Fever going to be the next powerhouse of the WNBA? Do let us know in the comments, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.